Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over dialing in our paint gun for a flawless paint job. And that's going to go for any paint actually. You want your paint dial, your gun dialed in for anything that you're painting. And there's three main components to that. There's the air pressure valve on the bottom. We want that wide open all the time. We'll adjust our pressure with a gauge or at the compressor, but I definitely prefer at the gun. Then we have our fluid adjustment, which dictates how much fluid will come out, and then our fan pattern, and that'll vary from all the way open being a wide pattern, and then we can narrow it down the more we close it. So let's get started. First of all, we want to start wide open. I'm going to tip this upside down so I don't get paint all over. But wide open is backing this fan or the fluid adjustment knob all the way out until the trigger doesn't do anything. And then you want to bring it in until you feel tension. Once you feel tension, that's wide open, and that's our starting point. With our fan pattern, we want to start with that wide open too. And remember, this air inlet valve, we want wide open all the time. Now this is the GTI Pro Lite, and a good base for this is about 18 pounds of pressure to see what happens. Now we are wide open on everything at 18 pounds of pressure. Let's see what it looks like. About 5 to 6 inches away, we'll do a test pattern. That actually doesn't look too bad. What I look for when I'm spraying is about an 8-inch fan pattern. And you don't want it heavy on top or too heavy on bottom. You want a nice uniform finish, and that's what this is. So this gun's amazing also. This one's not bad. We can actually adjust the pressure up a little bit because I prefer it to be a little bit higher than 18 pounds with this. We're going 2-pound increments, and this is all what you prefer. You know, if you're gonna go slow, you might want a lower pressure, but if you're in and close, you might want a higher pressure. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking real good. See, the more pressure you get, you can actually blow out this pattern. Let's crank it up. Here's 30 pounds of pressure. And see, now we're not getting that, I call it a football pattern. And that's what I look for when I'm spraying, is I always look for that football pattern. That 30 pounds is way too high for me. You're gonna get way too much overspray, and it atomizes it way too much. On the front here, these little holes on the side of the fluid tip, those are for atomization. That's what atomizes your fluid coming out. And these ones on the side of the cap, that controls your fan pattern. So if you block one of these on the side, let's see if I can do that. That's why it's essential to always clean out your gun really good. Let's say one of these sides are blocked. This is what's going to happen. Look at that. See, that's one of the holes for the fan pattern blocked compared to this. So you want to make sure that you tear your gun apart and clean it good every time. After I'm done with everything, I always tear it apart completely and clean it. I've had my guns for years, and they look like new yet, and they spray like new. So let's screw around with the fan control. That was wide open. Let's bring it in a turn. Not that big of a difference. Let's do one more turn. Oh, there you go. No, you don't want that at all. You'll be running it all over the place. But that it does come in handy for, like say you have some bare metal or with some sealer you want to hit. You can run that in, but you also have to run this fluid knob in and bring your pressure down. And you can adjust it, and you can feather on some spots. I mean, look at how fine that is compared to that with it wide open. But we'll bring it back to wide open, and we'll turn it one turn in. And then I'm going to bring this back to wide open. And we'll go one turn in. That's where I like to spray. One turn in on both. About 20 pounds of pressure with this gun. Now remember, when you're spraying HVLP, the pressure is going to be lower. The pressure is going to be between 14 and 20 pounds of pressure. That would be my sweet spot for an HVLP. For an HTE, which is high transfer efficiency, or an RP gun, which is reduced pressure, that's like our old SATAs before we had all these regulations on things where we could crank that pressure way up. If you're used to spraying like them old guns, that's what them really are. You can really get moving on them, and they're really good for clear. They break up the clear nice. That's getting off topic. But with them guns, it's probably between 20 and 30 pounds of pressure. This sweet spot for me though is about 20. 20 is where I start with my base coat, and then I drop it 2 pounds for the next 2 coats just to get my orientation coat. But that's on another video, I'll tell you that. But my final, well, whenever you adjust your air pressure, make sure you recheck your fan, because if you adjust your air pressure and raise it up, it's going to make your pattern different. So always check your fan pattern after you adjust your air pressure. So as a final check, I like to call this the football method, and that's how I check my gun every time I come in the booth, is I'll go sideways like this, about 5 to 6 inches away, and I'll hold it for about 2 seconds. And you should have a nice pattern. I don't have much paint left. Let's try that again. And when this starts to run, you want it to run evenly across the pattern. You don't want it dripping in the front or dripping in the back. You want a nice hanger coming in the middle, and that's exactly what we're getting. That's when you know that you have a good spray pattern. And like I said, I like to have mine about 6 to 8 inches. My pattern, this is about 6, so we could actually widen that up a hair. That's getting better. That's probably where I'd spray right there, because then when we overlap, we can go. And you have a nice, even, uniform spray pattern. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So if you guys have any questions, you want to know anything about setting up your gun, please give me a holler. I'll do the best I can to answer. Please like and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. I'm really trying to grow this channel, put some videos out there that I think you guys will like. Also, if you have any info to tell me, I'm always open to learn more, and that just makes me better. So thanks guys, and I will catch you on the next one.